Carla from Sao Tome and Principe.
Hello, my name is Ariel Quintero. I'm from Panama.
Hi, my name is Irina. I'm from Honduras.
Well, my name is Dakota Pirkowski. I'm from the U.S.
My name is Cristina Andrade. I come from El Salvador.
My name is Christian Lee. I'm from Panama.
Hi, my name is Natalia. I'm from Guatemala.
Hello everybody, my name is Andres Militalo. I am from Argentina.
My name is Sara Almonte from the Dominican Republic.
Hello, my name is Gilberto. I come from Sao Tome and Principe.
Well, before I was living in Japan, so I have like an idea how I was living in Asia, but when I come to Taiwan was like too different because I realized the Asian countries are different. And it was a little bit shocking, but I liked the experience actually.
The truth is I was expecting like a totally new country, so I didn't have anything strict, any expectation, so I just accept everything that Taiwan offers.
At the beginning, I didn't have any expectation at all because I have heard from my friends the reality here in Taiwan. So when I come here, I came prepared to deal with anything I will face here.
My expectations were that I was going to find a university that was a little bit more westernized than it actually was. I was expecting a much more broader availability of English in offices and in council. And my reality was that there wasn't much of that. There was much more of a bigger reliance on Chinese than I expected, which in hindsight, it's a little bit troublesome because once we come here, we don't come with a full Chinese knowledge, you know?
I would say that I was very into the idea of American education kind of experience. I didn't know that it was going to be so different, and I think that the reality of studying in Taiwan is like being in high school all over again.
I've been told that it was similar to an American style education, so I was assuming similarities. But the reality was similarities, but a lot of difficulties culturally in terms of language barriers that became a bigger divide than I had thought they were going to be. I expected, at least I was told, classes in English and things like that, communication in English, but I didn't realize that that was more of the exception than the norm.
Right, the expectations were high, that's certain. All that I heard from other students that have been here was wonders, like how Taiwanese are so good to you and everything. However, they do dismiss the part where the university is not so flexible in terms of international students. You need to understand that you have different cultural backgrounds and they should be the ones adapting to internationalization.
Before coming to Taiwan, I relied a lot on listening to classes in order to understand, and I didn't really need to study when I went back home. But in Taiwan, everything changed. I couldn't rely on listening because, well, my Chinese is not perfect. So I ended up having to learn to study by myself. That was very difficult in the beginning, and it still is.
And I didn't really think that Chinese would be so hard to learn. I underestimated the language Chinese, so yeah, I didn't really think I was going to encounter problems with the language, but it's one of like the greatest barriers for my experience here in Taiwan.
So the biggest challenge has been the language barrier, predominantly with interacting with other students, professors, well, mostly students.
My biggest challenge was language. When I was learning Chinese, my teacher was always correcting my accent and I was really frustrated with that. And also, let's say the food.
Learn Chinese and learn the Popomofo. Actually, I never in my life learned a language which really sounds like, oh, I can say it, I can know how to do it, but actually it's like unit 6, or I was studying like for 7 months until I can really pronounce it.
Keep going even though I have so much frustration because of the language barrier and the different classes.
I think the language barrier and also the level of mathematics and overall science in the Taiwanese students is one of the biggest difficulties I've ever faced in my life.
The difference in language barrier, and also the education level. Here in Taiwan, the education was higher than our Panama.
I lived in a university that was living on campus in a mountain in Ilan. So that for me was a big shock because I wasn't expecting to be completely enclosed to the campus. I was not allowed to leave the campus without permission. And for me to be a full-grown adult coming to a different continent and living in a different continent and having to ask for permission to leave my campus was a huge challenge for me, especially because I've been, we're giving independence from a very young age.
We have the largest number of international students coming every semester, right? So they need staff specialized only to take care of us. And they have been doing a great job, except for this last semester where something happened with the rule that they were not informed of, and it messed up my graduation credits. The problem here is that I tried to explain my situation and how I was not aware, or the people in my department were aware, but they're very bureaucratic and like closed-minded. They wouldn't accept any reasoning. I try to write letters, I try to talk to people, but first of all, they will try to not show their face, so they will try to avoid meeting me in person, and then the second one is that they would just not consider to revise the rule or revise the situation. They would just be completely against it and just to follow what it is, right?
My way of dealing with it was I just left the campus. I transferred campuses. But I feel like it wasn't that more of a solution, but rather circumventing the actual issue.
The only way to grow in the province is to study hard, and to ask when you need help, because we all come with good backgrounds. So in this case, we are usually the ones who don't ask it to anybody, who goes like, I will do this myself. So we have to get down from that cloud and start asking people.
And I think that it's mainly just to have faith in yourself and just try to do the best you can.
Just cheering up myself. Yeah, and asking friends for help. So with movies, let's say cartoons, so that's the way that I try to overcome this situation. For the food, I had to adapt, and so far I have eaten, let's say, all the types of Taiwanese food except one, stinky tofu. I haven't tried yet.
I just try to use my Chinese as best as I can. Sometimes sometimes it's just, I have to switch to English because there's no banfa for me. But I always try to use as best my Chinese.
Research where you're going, figure it out first, be completely sure that that's what you want to do, because a lot of it is self-taught. You're going to have to rely on yourself a lot, not just the professors or even the classes, because sometimes you're not going to understand the classes completely. So research it, be completely sure that that's where you want to go, and keep your options open.
Talk to the alumni of the school. Research very well into the program you want to study, because you may have an idea, but if you don't do your research well, you might get disappointed a lot. Talk to people that have studied the same as you, and even if they haven't, but they have been in the university, so you get familiar with the system and how the things are done.
Try to look for internet lessons on your classes to try to prepare before academically, because it's going to be tough.
To study, do not get really negative talk to people, try to socialize, and also try yourself to study hard. And it's like you try to cope with the difficulties you will face in Taiwan, and try to ask for help.
You will need to work hard, and just don't lose your patience, and just try to keep working, even though you face so much troubles with the language. Like some people already did, so you can do it.
Oh yeah, just ask questions, a lot of questions. Show up to class. Make your teachers see that you're trying, that you're actually putting yourself out there. Try to speak to your Taiwanese classmates. Just don't victimize yourself. Just don't try to blame the world for your problems, or for that everything's so hard. It's just go out there and do your best that you can, and have a good time. You know, college is about the whole experience. It's not about only studying, and you need to remember to have a good time.
Just do it. Don't be afraid. The point is just try to be like a bird. Just fly, because you're gonna get there. If I learn the language, you also can learn it. So the point is, do it. Take the step.
Well, be ready and be open, because you will find a lot of things you will feel like it's not normal, but you will see a new reality and you must be ready to adapt to a new culture.
Don't be afraid to learn Chinese. Don't be afraid to interact with Taiwanese people. But also keep in mind that your foreign friends will probably be your greatest asset, because your foreign friends will be the ones that can help you through the hard times, will understand where you're coming from. You generally sort of come together as a small sort of family almost, as living abroad together. And I think they'll be your greatest asset, and they'll be the people that you'll need when times are hard, and they will be when you're abroad.
You should come open-hearted, because food is different, people are different, but if you don't interact, if you don't try, you might as well stay at home, right? Don't come. So just come with your mind open and prepared to face any and everything that you might face. Yeah, that's it.